All right, Tuhon Jesse here with Guru Brandon. We're gonna do a little bit of Pangamut Dumog. In Pakiti Tershakali, when we combine the hands into the Dumog portion, we call it DUMPAG. All right, it's kind of unique to Pakiti Tershakali, but we start off in a hand to hand and stand up, and we end it into the destruction of takedowns and tendon and bone breaking. Right? So a couple of moves that we're going to do today, right? So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to break into his center line, and I'm going to enter and then hook his leg and use my leg to hook, and see how it hyperextends his knee, just like that. And I'm going to give it pressure. See, notice how he's already moving, right? And I'm going to use my hand to shield myself, and then also take his top portion of his body, and I'm going to push him down, just like that. Okay. In reality, what I want to do is I want to break his lower limb here. That break right there is enough, but I'm also going to use this to push him off. Okay. So that's one side. Okay. The other side is, instead of here, I switch my footing to go to the other side. Same thing. Notice how I hook his foot into mine and just push him this way as well. All right, so you have one side, one leg, other side, other leg. How do we get to there is where our sagang labo, all right, counter into the break, comes into play. We simulate up top first to get down to the bottom. Okay, and our sagang labo is a little bit different than hubat lubat, to whereas we have a break into the drill. So this right here is not, I'm not blocking this to come here. I'm actually attacking this. So I have a slight forward lean into the strike. Because as Brandon gains momentum and to the hit, that's 100% power. What I want to do is catch that at 50% or less. So I don't have to worry about fighting power to power. It's more of technique based and physics versus power to power. So when I see him go and he comes, I actually attack it, and what we call is bisection of the line. So this is a straight line. We want to bisect that line, create perpendicular angles. In some places this creates doors as well, right? Door 1, door 2, door 3, and door 4. For in this case, we're just going to bisect that line, take this hand as I scoot and sidestep over here, take this hand and control it, and then break that arm. Okay? And then you continue the song with elbows and so forth. But for the drill, I'm going to break that arm, check that arm, then I'm going to return it back to Guru Brandon. So he attacks it, checks it, breaks it, and then he comes right back into this, this, to this. I check it. I always check everything that's in front of me to make sure it doesn't do anything I don't want it to do. I come back here, boom, here, 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 and then back to here. So once we have that drill down, we're going to start doing our inserts for our dumpag or dumog. Okay, so again, first one is here. From here to here, as I break, I'm going to step into this. Notice how I control that hand to make sure it doesn't come back at me. I'm going to take this hand now, take into his balance area, which is his hip line, and as I increase pressure into this leg, I'm going to take my hand. Notice how I trap his elbow and so forth on here. All right, I'm going to increase pressure towards his midline to get that push, get that takedown as well. So that's the principle is that I'm trying to get away, I'm trying to escape. Other cases is where you want to actually continue on and follow him and destroy him, right? So when you do this here and you break here, as you enter here, notice how I'm checking. As I push him down, you actually get down here, and there's a nerve line between his shin right here that I'm pressing on, I can also break his foot. Notice how I'm wedging his foot. I hyperextend it just like that, creates a wedge, and this right here, my knee lands in that tendon. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry ahead of time, Brandon, but this is right there is where the pain is. Okay? So again, that's the first one. And basically you go off and you time it here to the break here, there. Notice how you get your arm underneath here. That little, see that little pocket right there? Go in there, use your forearm to kind of create that wedge right here. Hyperextend his foot if you want, but the idea is that you want to land on that nerve right there on the shin. And it's something you can't train and build up because it's a nerve. And then press down at the same time and break. So again, Dumog is your bone tendon breaking, and that's what we're doing here is using Sagang Labo to get into that break from right here to here to here to here to. All right. What we can do on one side, you can do on the other side. So remember earlier I talked about going to the cross or rear leg. It's the same thing. So as this comes in here, you break. Notice from here I have to control this side. Because if I control one side, I control both sides. I go here, back to that right there. Notice how Brandon now is about to fall. All right? And I use his hip line right here. I push towards the center line, his belly. And I push down here. Notice where my hand positions are. It's the same. I get down here, I pull this down, and extend that as well. We'll try not to hurt him this time, okay? But again, it's the same thing as before. You take this, extend it, and land down here. It's the same thing as we did on one side, but now we're targeting because something told us that when we did this, he's gonna turn, check it here. Notice how I got him, all right? This is a position that if he gives me a different energy, I could literally change this and go to an arm bar right here. Sorry. I'm giving him pressure on his back, isolating his arm, just like that. Now I teach a lot of this for law enforcement. This is a control method. If they need to, actually in Dumog, he's bracing right now. You can break his shoulder by just going back. And if you want to control him, take his hand just like this, right? And then push it down. Notice how his hands are purple. I'm literally taking circulation off his hand. With this, for control tactics, in Pikiti Tersha, we do control dynamics. I can control him here, I can bring him up, right? Have him come along, or take him back down, roll him up this way, and move him around if I need to, by just moving this, controlling this hand right here. His hands are so purple. What I've done is a solid lock. Yep, sorry. All right. All I'm doing is increasing pressure. If he does not comply, he wants to get up. Trying to get up. Right? If you want him to like come this way, sir. Right? Right? Easy. All right. You can go back into your control if you want to. If you want to search for any blades. Now you want to search the other side. Control it down here. Stay here. Control. Take this hand. Yeah. This hand really is a lot of control. All right. Okay. Thank you. So again, a little dive into Pangamut Dumog. Thanks to Guru Brandon for taking the pain. Tuhon Jesse, thank you.